Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 best countries to visit in Africa. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 best countries to visit in Africa. Also post your favorite African countries among the list of top 10 African countries to visit with family or friends in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too. Africa may not always register on the average traveler's radar, but those who visit have the chance to experience the perfect blend of ancient and modern, wild and urban, and east and west. Africa is a vast and widely diverse continent, with formidable wildlife, incredible landscapes and sites of archaic and historical relevance. A melting pot of cultures with over 54 countries to choose from. It's hard to know where to begin and what countries to visit in Africa. The world's second largest continent has a lot to offer even the most seasoned of travelers. Take a look at some of the very best countries to visit in Africa this year. In this video, we will be opening you up to some of the best countries to visit in Africa. Those looking for the promise of an adventure and the best Mother Nature has to offer can expect the trip of a lifetime in Africa. From the Blue Nile and Victoria Falls to the ancient ruins and impressive UNESCO heritage, these African countries will leave you culturally inspired on your first trip. But before you talk yourself out of visiting this magnificent continent, keep watching this video to discover the 10 best countries to travel in Africa that should be on your bucket list. These are the top 10 best countries to visit in Africa. Ranking African countries, and what they offer for international tourists, may sound like a mission impossible as we all have our personal favorites countries in Africa. Yet, some countries in Africa are so exceptionally beautiful that they should be on everyone's bucket list. These are our favorite top 10 best countries to visit in Africa. Number 10 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Namibia. Namibia is a true wilderness and certainly one of the best countries in Africa to visit. As one of the least densely populated nations on Earth, it's a land of endless dunes, limitless horizons, ancient culture, and fascinating wildlife. Damaraland, an inland region of rugged mountains, scenic rivers, and gravel plains, is where you should go to explore Namibia's unadulterated scenic beauty. Etosha National Park is the best place to go when it comes to game viewing. It's located in Namibia's far north, though easily accessible by car. Dominated by a huge salt pan, Etosha is a big game country offering an enticing mix of wildlife animals, from zebras to elephants and giraffes. The Skeleton Coast is also worth visiting, a secluded place famous for its 500 kilometers long coast littered with shipwrecks and whale bones. There's also a huge seal colony in the area, offering scavenging opportunities for jackals and brown hyenas. Number 9 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Mauritius. Mauritius, an Indian Ocean island nation, is known for its beaches, lagoons and reefs. Mauritius is arguably Africa's wealthiest destination, a tropical paradise with tons to do. Port Louis, the modern capital of this 38-mile by 29-mile island, is a bustling port with a revitalized waterfront and a busy market. Mauritius is almost entirely circled by coral reefs and has calm, crystal clear water, making it an ideal place for water sports like snorkeling, diving, kayaking, swimming and more. However, unlike many islands, there is more to Mauritius than just breathtaking beaches. Enjoy a hiking trip through the national parks, feel the adrenaline of jumping 10,000 feet from the sky, watch the dolphins on a speedboat trip or explore the volcanoes and ruins dotted throughout the island. Mauritius is a paradise for the palate, with its street food ranking in the world's top 10. Because of its history of migrations, the cuisine of Mauritius is inspired by French, Indian, Chinese, and African dishes. Number 8 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Uganda. Uganda is one of the top countries in Africa for ecotourism. You can kayak along the Nile River or take a cultural tour. There are plenty of forests and national parks where you can see leopards, elephants, cheetahs, and more. However, Uganda is best known as one of the top places in the world for gorilla trekking. Mountain gorillas have become endangered over the past few decades. Luckily, Uganda's nature still provides them with the ideal habitat of the tropical forest. Owing to the source of the River Nile, Uganda has a large amount of water, which is vital for the gorillas along with various other mammals and birds. The country also offers a broad range of activities like traditional art festivals, volcano hikes, kayaking, and rafting. Number 7 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Tanzania. Tanzania is one of those countries in Africa that suit just about every kind of traveler. From fantastic game reserves teeming with incredible wildlife to glorious beaches and luxurious accommodation options, Tanzania will make your holiday unforgettable. Tanzania has the largest concentration of wildlife in Africa. It's full of amazing wildlife experiences, but one of the most incredible wildlife encounters to experience in this part of the world is the Great Migration. While Tanzania is more famous for its wildlife, the country is also home to some of Africa's most beautiful beaches, specifically on the island of Zanzibar. Hot air ballooning is a popular activity around the world. However, the experience of floating above Tanzania's national parks is something else. Number 6 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Seychelles. Seychelles is the smallest country in Africa and is made of 115 islands. The country is 1,500 km from mainland Africa. It is a country with great uninhabited natural regions. It is a beautiful country with vast lush rainforests, mountains, valleys, coral reefs, rives, and marine life. With the country's 115 islands, there is so much for a tourist to enjoy. It offers clean, beautiful, and secluded beaches that tourists can enjoy during a vacation. Activities may include snorkeling, scuba diving, riding into the mountains, and boat trips. The best place to stay in Seychelles is on Maui, the country's largest island. It has the best hotels, awesome beaches, and an abundance of things to do. Number 5 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Kenya. There are infinite reasons to visit Kenya on your holiday to Africa. If your family loves fun and adventure, Kenya is a perfect destination, offering an endless array of activities that promise unadulterated fun. Here, in one of the best countries to visit in Africa, you can revel in birdwatching, wildlife safaris, hiking, mountain climbing, and much more. Kenya is home to one of the world's most popular game reserves, the Masai Mara, where you can witness the remarkable migration of millions of wild animals during the Great Migration. The national parks are a must-visit during your family holiday in Kenya. It's a place teeming with wild animals, from elephants and zebras to flamingos and giraffes. Number 4 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a country of ancient culture, with archaeological finds dating back over 3 million years, including the 12th century churches in Lalibela and the ruins of the ancient city of Aksum. Found in eastern Africa, Ethiopia is home to rolling mountains and incredible untouched landscapes. It is a country with great wildlife, friendly people, peace and good weather. There are many natural features in Ethiopia that are worth seeing. One of them is an active volcano, Erde'el. Ethiopia is also a peaceful country with rich culture and diversity. The country is suitable for hiking and adventure due to its landscapes. It is also the source of the Blue Nile. Number 3 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Morocco. Bordering on the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, Morocco has everything to offer. Morocco is one of the best countries to visit in Africa, as it appeals to a variety of interests. Be sure to explore the mountains, sand dunes, and beaches around the country. The cities of Marrakesh and Casablanca are home to important mosques and incredible attractions. Blending in Mediterranean and Arabic cultures, this northern African country has a different vibe than the rest of Africa. Nestled between the Sahara Desert in the east and the Atlantic Ocean in the west, the country offers authentic attractions combining the desert, the ocean, and the cities. Its mixed heritage makes it a particularly fascinating country to explore. You can see evidence of European, Berber and Arabian influence on the culture pretty much wherever you go. Number 2 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is Egypt. No list of the best African countries is complete without Egypt. Egypt is a delight for the intrepid explorer, the cultural enthusiast, the history buff, the budding Egyptologist and the water sport lover. While visiting, prepare to be enticed by world-famous ancient treasures, architectural wonders, fascinating millennia-old landmarks, natural therapies, golden sand beaches, and rich coral reefs. Iconic sites include the pyramids of Giza, the hieroglyph-lined temples of Luxor, Abu Simbel, Philae, the Grand Egyptian Museum, Saqqara, Dahshur, Aswan, and don't miss a cruise along the Nile River, a trip into the Sahara Desert, and a morning at Siwa Oasis. Much like many of the other countries on this list, Egypt is any affordable destination and can certainly be done on a budget. Despite what you may have heard, it is safe to visit too. One of the oldest tourist destinations in the world, Egypt is worthy of your African country's bucket list. Number 1 on the list of best countries to visit in Africa is South Africa. Found on the southernmost tip of the continent, South Africa is often referred to as a world in one country. Rugged landscapes, wild countryside, African bushveld, and lush winelands come standard. Reasons to visit South Africa include the country's incredible beauty, opportunities for adventure, abundance of wildlife and game reserves, affordability, interesting history, cultural traditions, Rainbow Nation, and constant sunshine. This African country is often described as a Rainbow Nation, and a trip to South Africa should be on the bucket list of every intrepid traveler. Discover this melting pot of diverse people, languages, traditions, and cultures. Marked by several distinct ecosystems and raw beauty, South Africa has some of the very best landscapes in the world. Landmarks include Table Mountain, God's Window, Blyde River Canyon Nature Reserve, the Cradle of Humankind, the Drakensberg Mountains, Boulders Beach, and Robben Island. Whether you're visiting the popular cities of Cape Town and Johannesburg, going on a safari, or planning a road trip along the coast, South Africa offers something for every kind of traveler. South Africa welcomes thousands of visitors each year and is becoming increasingly accessible as more airline companies offer cheaper, direct flights. It remains one of the best countries in Africa to visit. So, which is your favorite African country among the top 10 best countries to visit in Africa? While you may have some Africa countries on your travel list, the search for a perfect destination for your much-awaited Africa trip is never easy. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite African countries among the 10 best countries to visit in Africa in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.